bring you the latest in the world of sports. I'm Paulo Del Rosario.
We give you the conversations you want to hear from your favorite icons and athletes. I'm Diego Dario, and in tonight's Game Plan, we'll look ahead to the UAAP Season 84 Men's Basketball Final Four as we name the top players to watch and ready-to-play superstars in the semis.
Then, we'll break down the NBA semifinals predictions of our former UAAP players, Aaron Black, Jologo, and Ino Comboy. And we'll get more women's volleyball courtside stories from the Ateneo Blue Eagles, the DLSU Lady Spikers, the UP Maroons, and the Adamson Lady Falcons. Buckle up, sports fans. Let's get in the game. The dust has settled in the UAAP Season 84 elimination round, and the best of the best remain in the Final Four. Now, with all eyes on the trophy, the biggest superstars are ready to play and ball out. Joining us tonight to discuss the names to watch out for are a few of the players bred in the culture of toughness, known as UAAP basketball. They are in studio ready to rep their university. Let's welcome former two-time UAAP champ and former Ateneo Blue Eagle, Aaron Black, former UP Fighting Maroon, Diego Dario, this guy over here, okay? From the Taft side, former Green Archer and season 79 champ, Jologo, and repping the brave Tamrouts of FEU is Ino Comboy. Mga idol, welcome to the game. So, i-wide chat na natin to kasi ang dami nila dito.
First time ba na ganito karami?
It feels like it kasi dapat co-host ka pero guest ka dito So, it's very, very weird. Pero unang-una, first of all, Jegs, your school forced a Final Four instead of a step ladder.
I love it.
How good is it na, okay, may Final Four tayo ulit, hindi lang step ladder, there's a lot more competition going on?
Well, syempre, here in the Final Four, dito natin malalaman if kung sino na yung best of the best. I mean, all teams are ready, all teams are gonna be prepared, they're gonna do their homework, they're gonna do their preparations. But in terms of the individual players, this is where great players are made, just like Jolo, Wendell here, and Aaron. This is where it's time to show up, just like how these guys showed up before.
Oh my, grabe. Because, syempre, this is the time where yung stories nyo, the legends will be made, especially moving on, and we're all going to remember it. So, simulan muna natin dito sa Katipunan, alright?
Okay.
So, itong dalawa muna, alright, guys? The Battle of Katipunan was very, very interesting to watch. 1-point win for UP. And one of the stars for Ateneo was Ange Kouame in that game. Still very consistent. And Aaron, you picked him as the player to watch out for in the Final Four. And I want to know why him exactly and what do you think will make him stand out against FE?
Alam mo, it actually wasn't a hard pick. Siyempre, Ange is he's the heartbeat of that team. This guy he can affect the games in so many ways, and he's really just energetic, dude. He's not, you see his reactions on the court. He's really ready. He wants to win. He wants to do whatever he can for his team, and I'm really excited to see him in the playoffs. I want to see how he bounces back from the loss. I think it's been 3 years already since Ateneo lost. So I want to see how he bounces back, how he leads his team coming into the playoffs.
And of course, syempre yung makakalaban nila, FEU. And FEU, you can imagine kung step ladder, makakalaban nyo Lasal. But instead here you are facing Ateneo. And nung first two rounds, not necessarily close games between FEU and Ateneo. Pero yung pinili mong player is si LJ Gonzalez. Ba't siya yung pinili mo in terms of someone to watch out for para sa FEU dito sa Final Four?
Katulad kay Aaron Black, hindi naging mahirap sa akin pumili kung sino maging pick ko. LG Gonzalez kasi first of all, siya mag-facilitate and we know naman na si RJ and Cyrus Torres will be our markman. And yun yung job niya to set up yung mga scorer nila. And also, Eman.
And gusto ko lang just a follow-up question kay Wendell. Maraming beses mo na nakalaban yung Ateneo sa Final Four and laging sobrang close, malapit na para makapunta kayo sa finals. Bakit mahirap kalabanin yung Ateneo sa Final Four?
First of all, yung system ni Coach Tab, mahirap i-check. And I think yung mga execution nila, lalo na sa defense, yun yung nakapagpahirap sa amin. Kasi before we cross the line sa backcourt, kailangan magkaroon kami ng place para matawid yung bola. And pagtawid namin ng bola, 16 seconds, 12 seconds left, we pass the ball or just ball screen para makapag-execute.
Siyempre, it's always tough. You see, Aaron, we're gonna talk a lot about your school. Kasi, grabe, it's always going to be tough beating and knocking out the top one. Pero let's move on first to my prohibitive favorite dito. Jolo,
Siyempre,
let's rep Lasal well. Kahit nakamaroon ako dito, I bleed green pa rin. Yung pinili mo, si Kurt Lohera, third top scorer of Lasal. And siguro, if you look at yung roster nila, not the flashiest name pero ba't siya yung pinili mo?
Exactly, yun nga. Kasi when you look at the lineup, kami in this season, sino ba yung grabe yung hype? Si Evan, si Nonoy, Balti, even siguro yung Phillips, di ba? Pero si Kurt yung parang hindi napapansin ng tao, pero very consistent siya maglaro on offense and on defense. And sometimes pag nanonood ako, pag off sila Nonoy or si Evan, siya yung nagbibigay ng spark sa team. It's either grabe yung pull-up mid-range niya or yung mga steals niya pa nagpe-press sila.
So hindi mo ba pinili si Kurt dahil lang left-handed siya kasi left-handed siya?
Hindi.
Well, iba rin yung leadership niya kasi very by example and a bit quiet also. So very interesting pick there. Pero ito naman, Jegs, we're never gonna forget about you. Oo,
Nakamaroon pa ako na.
Nakamaroon ka. Right?
Just for this segment.
Accidentally nakamaroon ako. Okay, hindi ko to plinano. But si JD Kagulangan, he's your pick. Again, there is a catalog of stars to pick from UP, but you picked him out. Why so?
Well, UP is a deep team. They have a lot of talent in their team. You know, they have Lucero, they have Richie Rivero, they have Carl Tamayo. But to be a point guard in that team, I think it's one of the toughest jobs in the league. Kasi if you're a point guard, kailangan alam mo kung saan ka pupunta, who you're gonna pass the ball to. And that's why he's the assist leader in the UAAP. He doesn't really score that much, pero every time nasa kanya yung bola, parang steady yung offense ng UP. He knows where to go. And he's leading this UP team all the way. In that win, every time he has that ball, he makes the right decisions inside the court.
Plus minus 8th in the league with plus 209. Tapos first in the league in terms of assists, 5.29 si JT Kagulangan. Again, has been one of the heartbeats dito of UP. But then Aaron now, looking at the opposition, unfortunately, katabi mo. When you look at the fact that, okay, LJ is his pick, do you agree that he's probably the guy to watch out for? Or are you worried about his shooting? Or do you really think that, syempre, the system is feared?
Yeah.
Is that enough?
Yung FU kasi, with their system, it fits LJ and RJ perfectly. You know, it's really a guard-oriented system. Tsaka, for them, lahat ng kumpiyansa ni Coach Olsen nasa kanila So I feel like it's big for them na that confidence is there. And I think, you know, Ateneo is definitely gonna have to come up with a good game plan to stop both those guys.
Pinili niya si Ange. And obviously, hard to game plan against Ange. Pero sa palagay mo, anong kailangan nilang gawin just to siguro i-limit si Ange Kwame?
Box out. Simple.
Dapat dalawa yung mga box out kaya.
Box out.
Multiple box out.
So multiple chances nila, lalo na offensive rebound, multiple possession, mas mahirapan yung FEU to beat them.
Again, very, very tough, of course, trying to neutralize him. And of course, Jolo, when you look at si JD Kagulangan, again, former Zobel, pumuntang UP, I feel hurt. Pero, when you look at that, and in terms of yung guard play ng UP, how can Lasal siguro nullify that?
Siguro, yung like sa defense ni Coach Derek, siguro kailangan ma-off rhythm nila si JD. Pero yun nga, sabi ni Diego na sobrang steady niya Actually, yung last shot ni Spencer, galing sa kanya yung pasa. So yun nga, grabe yung decision making niya. So siguro dapat medyo ma-off rhythm nga siya nung pressing defense ng Lasal.
Nag-abot pa ba kayo ni JD nung nasa Lasal siya? Hindi na.
Yeah. So, and of course, yung pick ni Jolo, si Kalo, and we talk about him a lot.
Yeah,
and I think we're gonna talk about him even more as the season progresses, and of course, it may be even beyond that, Jegs. But since we're out of time, we'll wrap it there muna.
Yep.
But again, ladies and gentlemen, there you have it, folks. Our UAP greats have spoken. Just like the Mio Gear 125, Yamaha's newest AT motorcycle, these young guns are ready to rev up the competition here in the UAP Season 84. Guys, maraming salamat. And of course, we have a lot more because after the break, We'll break down the NBA semifinals predictions of our former UAP players. Stay tuned. You're watching The Game. Welcome back to The Game. Now, as we are graced with the presence of former UAAP stars Joe Logo, Ino Comboy, and Aaron Black, as well as my partner, Diego Dario, it is time for us to break down their opinions on the NBA Conference Semifinals. So, let's go through each series one by one. We don't know anyone's answers. I don't know their answers. And I have a feeling we're going to get into fights. We're going to get into fights.
We're all competitive here.
Okay, all competitive. Okay, sige. So, unahan muna natin to. Celtics versus Bucks. Let's bring out their picks here just to see kung, if there's any difference of opinion. So, looking at the Bucks Celtics, okay, I can actually see a preview of it right now. There it is. So, everyone has the Bucks, pero Ino, Bucks in 4! Bucks in 4! Okay.
Wow.
Galit ka pa sa Celtics? Yan muna. Oo.
Una sa lahat, hindi. Pero, kasi, Giannis playing well, sobra. Kahit nandun yung defensive player nila si Marcus Smart, wala. Sobrang sa pag-attack ng paint and napapaligiran pa siya ng mga shooters. So, for me, it will be an easy game for Bucks.
Okay, so Aaron, Jegs, Bucks in 6 kayo. Why are you giving... And actually, Joel, Bucks in 7, right?
I'm 7.
Oh, you're 7. You're 7.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nice.
So, why are you giving Celtics hope? Kasi he thinks that there is no hope for the Celtics.
Well, I know they're well coached, so they're gonna come up with a good game plan for Giannis in the next couple of games. But also, si Tatum and Brown, they're gonna bounce back for sure. Brown had a terrible game. Tatum had a so-so game, and Marcus Smart is going to play still. He came back in that game, so I feel like they definitely have a chance to bring it to 7.
Well, I agree with Ino and Aaron at the same time because I got Bucks in 6. I feel like, tama, Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown, feel ko they're too good of a scorer to really try to stop them. So at least they're gonna win 2 games here. Pero Giannis will be the best player in the series for sure.
Jolo, wala namang pag-asa. Wala namang pag-asa yung Celtics dito.
Oh, for me meron kasi yun nga eh. Brown and Tatum.
Oo.
I mean, tapos ang maganda pa sa kanila, kahit sila yung scorer, nagde-defend din sila. And then may mga role player ka na Marcus Smart, Grant Williams na
Yeah.
magsasacrifice for you. So yun, pero yun nga, sabi rin ni Ino na ang galing na ni Giannis sobre.
Okay. Yeah, no, I agree with that. So, let's move on to another series here. Pero let's try to go through this quickly and just attack the person with the one with the difference of opinion.
Okay, sige.
Kung meron, okay? Again, hindi ko alam kung ano yung mga results dito. So, let's now look at the Warriors and Grizzlies series. We're gonna have that in just a bit. And looking at the Warriors series right now, pareho rin eh. Ito, no one has faith in Ja Morant. Aaron, you're the one with the most faith in the Memphis Grizzlies, saying that Warriors in 7, but why should we rather give Memphis the benefit of that can push it to 7?
I'm sure we all saw how Ja played last game. This guy he's a bucket.
He's a bucket.
And the way they play, if they can continue to play fast-paced and try to have a different game plan for defending Jordan Poole, because this guy is also a bucket. I feel like if they can come out and stop the shooters of the Warriors, which is not easy, they can bring it to 7. Youth may be a factor as well because the Warriors have more experience, but I feel like if it's a long series, that youth might be a advantage for Memphis.
I mean, the Memphis was just one layup away from getting that.
Yeah.
There you go.
Ja Morant just missed it. So.
Okay, so we're gonna save the two of you for the next series. Kasi again, we're gonna look for differences of opinion. They can't all be the same, alright? Heat versus Sixers. Let's take a look at that now. Syempre, the Sixers with the caveat that may orbital fracture si Joel Embiid. Ito! Heat in 5, Heat in 5, Heat in 6, Heat in 6. Ino, okay, first of all, gentleman sweep yung pinili mo, yung prediction mo. Is it too much to overcome kung hindi makabalik si Joel Embiid?
Yes.
Oh. Paano naman si Harden? Wala ka bang faith at all? No explanation eh, no?
Yeah, but unang-una sa lahat, first game, sobrang dominated ng Heat. Then, pag bumalik pa si Joel, we don't know if he's healthy, is 100%. And that's playoff game. So, it's hard to adjust talaga even though they are NBA players.
Jolo, ikaw naman. I mean, like, wala bang hope dito yung Sixers? Again, I'm asking all the hope questions. I don't know why. Palitan natin yung mamaya. Pero, wala bang pag-asa yung Sixers dito?
Heat fan ako eh.
Okay, so wala na talaga.
Buti nga may 2 games pa sila.
Pinagbigyan pa pala.
Oh, ito like gentleman sweep na talaga. Okay, so let's move on now here to the Mavericks and Suns, the point guard versus Luka Doncic. And we really should have picked a different set of guests here that who are not afraid for hot takes. Kasi ito na naman, Suns in 5, Suns in 5,
Alam
Suns
ko
in 6,
competitive
Suns
tayo
in
guys. I
5.
mean, we just agree in one result.
Pero Jegs, they're competitive if there was a difference of opinion siguro.
Yeah,
Pero so
exactly.
far,
We need
hindi.
Jello Vito in here.
The Jello Vito
Just for
will
the random
Jello
hot
Vito
takes.
will pick the Sixers in 4 kahit natalo na sila. But look, Jegs, when you look at this series in particular, are you surprised siguro by the fact that a lot of people are just picking the Suns and not giving the benefit of the doubt to a Luka Doncic who did perform as well as he did, but then yung supporting cast really did not do much.
Well, I think the Suns they're a complete team. They made it to the finals. I think the Dallas Mavericks are probably 1-2 pieces away from becoming title contenders, but the Suns are just too good. D-Book, CP3 not missing in their closeout game against the Pelicans. I don't think it's possible for the Mavs to stop that defensively.
Okay, so guys, bonus pop quiz question here since, again, they're not really fighting much about anything. Pero para sa inyo, title favorites, 1 game in dito sa semifinals. Cholo, ikaw muna.
I think Phoenix Suns.
Phoenix Suns for you. Really? Over your Heat?
Yeah, Heat fan ako pero I think it's time kay CP3.
Pwede. Ino, ikaw?
GSW.
Go Golden State!
Yes.
Shooter si Ino eh, kaya kailangan shooters.
Kailangan,
din yung
ano
favorite.
eh. Oh, pero ibang klase talaga, no? Parang walang
Kasi-
kupa si Steph eh.
Yes, and healthy Clay, healthy Draymond, and Joao Iguodala too.
Yeah, that's true. And Jordan Poole coming
Yes,
up.
Jordan Poole.
Coming up very big also. Aaron, how about you?
I'm a CPT fan, pero I'm gonna go the other way here. I'm gonna go the Bucks.
The Bucks.
The Bucks.
Okay.
They don't have Middleton right now.
Yeah.
And these guys around Giannis are just gonna get their confidence. And once Middleton comes back, They're gonna run through the East, and hopefully it's a good matchup in the finals.
All right, Jegs, your opinion matters here. Who's your pick?
Since friends kami ni Jolo, Miami pipilian ko dito for some
Okay.
weird reason, but I really called this even before the season. I think Miami will make it to the finals, and depending on who they're gonna go up against, but I'll go Miami.
Okay, so again, really interesting takes here. So semis, medyo pare-pareho yung mga sagot, but then everyone different picks here going into the finals, and we're gonna watch out for that. And also to see whether or not you're all right or you're all wrong. Kasi that's the only way it can go at this point. But gentlemen, thank you very much for joining us. You all did great, and we can't wait to have all of you here again soon.
Thank you, guys. And when we return, it's time for more UAP women's volleyball stories from our Season 84 correspondents Janine Sakal and Doreen Suaybagyo. Keep it here. You're watching The Game. In just 2 days, collegiate women's volleyball becomes fully alive in UAAP Season 84. Longtime volleyball rivals UST and FEU face off at 10 a.m. while the Bulldogs and Falcons square off at 12 noon. Sports rivals Ateneo and LaSalle will check in at 4 p.m. and the night will close with a match between the Lady Red Warriors and the Fighting Maroons. Tonight, to dish out some courtside stories about Ateneo, LaSalle, UP, and Adamson, we have our hard-working correspondents Doreen Suaybagyo and Janine Sakal. First of all, congratulations for an awesome basketball coverage and to both of your squads who are in the Final Four.
I mean, it's great to have the both of you here. And alam ko, sanay na kayo eh.
Yeah.
So I have no doubt that they can do well here. Pero Jegs, who do you want to start off with?
Okay, let's start it off with Janine. Janine, you have a report about the Adamson Soaring Falcons. How are they preparing for this season?
Well, actually, everyone has been pretty excited about this. It took them, they waited for 2 years for this, so it's not easy. They know that it took a lot for UAAP to happen again, so they're very much preparing now already. And I got to talk to Kritch Makaslang, one of the few remaining veteran players ng Adamson Lady Falcons, and she told me na they have been training twice a day from 6 to 8 a.m. and then 4:30 to 7. So just like, I guess the rest of the teams as well, they've been very excited about this. So,
Pero, syempre, you talk about the veterans, but then every school has rookies to watch out for.
yeah, they do. That's what Kritch told me as well. But personally, I want you guys to look out for Kritch Makaslang because when I got to talk to her, I got this feeling na she has this very strong personality, but not in a bad way. Because I remember, I mean, kasi diba, there are people na strong yung personality, but some people take it in a bad way. Pero siya kasi, she told me na, ito yung tumatak sa akin when I talked to her. She told me na, give me anything and I'll be ready to face it. So we'll be definitely seeing more of that on the court on Thursday.
I'm excited to hear that and see that. And of course, then I'll talk about UP. Used to that, I guess, during. When you talk about UP volleyball this time, though, what makes them special? What do we have to look out for?
Something special about the UP women's volleyball team is this season they're rookie laden. So they're hoping to end a 40-year drought in championship in women's volleyball. So actually their new captain, Jewel Encarnacion, she's only in her second year playing for UP. She was in the lineup season 82 and now she's back as captain. And at nakakatuwa dito kay Jewel is even if she's just in her second playing year, she's really embracing her role as captain. Nakwento niya nga na nag-room to room siya, checking up on her teammates, how they're doing, how they're holding up. Para in this setup na things tend to get tough, she wants them to know that she's there for them.
Just like in basketball, no, a lot of the volleyball teams, maraming bago. Tapos na yung era nila, isa molde nila, thoughts here in UP. But how challenging will it be for them na medyo puro bata yung players nila?
Well, for the record, I think in this setup, mahirap naman for all teams. But in terms of being rookie-laden, I actually had a conversation with Cathy Bersola about that. Kasi nung time niya, they were also rookie-laden. And nung time na captain siya, that was the last time na pumasok ang UP in the Final Four. So I asked her, ano yung key in making that happen even though your lineup was full of rookies? There were only 3 seniors, 1 sophomore, 1 junior, and the rest are rookies. And she said, ang key to that is coaching ni Coach Jerry Yee, the discipline ng team, their preparations, and the leaders who really step up. So if the team now could do that too, then what's to say, baka bumalik sila sa Final Four.
That's true. And again, a lot of UP fans are hoping that syempre all the joy coming from basketball can now be transferred to volleyball. But we're actually running out of time here, Jegs. But then we cannot skip out on Ateneo LaSalle. So let's start with LaSalle. When you look at LaSalle this time around, syempre they're always a team everyone's looking out for, always perennial title contenders. What can you tell us about LaSalle, Jenny?
Actually, I didn't get to talk to them directly, so I talked to Kyla D na lang. LaSalle has been very busy with preparation, so I talked to Kyla D and she told me na their team captain right now is Marian Alba, and just in 2019, she was a rookie and now she's the one leading the charge. And she told me na, like the rest of the teams, they've been training twice a day, so like I don't know much about, pero they really want to win this championship. They want to get that championship back home to Tafna this season rather.
They are surprisingly very secretive talking about LaSalle and the preparations. But, we got to talk about Ateneo also, Jegs.
Yeah, of course. Doreen, you have a report about Ateneo and their captains, their leaders here. Who's it going to be for them?
Yeah, so for Ateneo, their last championship is more recent. It was back in season 81 lang. So ang captain nila this season is Danny Ravenna. She's actually making history as the first libero captain for UAAP women's volleyball. Still joining them, I see Coach O with the team.
It's hard to not look and see and follow how Ateneo progress because of all the fans there, because Danny is such a great leader. And of course, Coach O, he has the best coats in general.
That's for sure. I mean, Ravenna making history, nothing new.
Nothing new. It happens in Ateneo a lot. Ladies, thank you very much for joining us. Again, great job in basketball, and we hope to hear from you more, especially as the volleyball season continues.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, guys. Thank you so much.
And thank you guys for joining us. I'm Diego Dario.
I'm Paolo Del Rosario, and this has been The Game.